Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Lovely to meet you.
Nice meeting you. To start with a show like this, I love this uncle who is just kind of like, listen, I'm not in charge, and now I have to answer to these two brothers who don't know anything. And I do love the moments where we get to see him kind of show his frustration. And so for you as an actor, when you're playing a character who like he thought he was going to end up in charge and thought he was going to be kind of the new head honcho, how fun is it for you to get to show that frustration through those like little moments we get to see?
Frustration is one of the funniest things to play. It's 'cause, it's like you can go anywhere with it because how do you express frustration? Any number of ways, you know? And yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's absolutely a lot of fun because
Yeah.
a guy who thinks so highly of himself has to come down.
Well, yeah, and I do love one of my favorite scenes in the series is when they're all voting and it is an even split between like three and three and they're voting for themselves between him and Lucky. They're both like, no, it's me, it's me. When you get to play humor in those moments, how fun is kind of working off other actors and like getting to build out those relationships because we don't know about the dynamic between all of those people in that moment, but we learn a lot about who they all are based on their votes and how they kind of talk about each other.
Well, yeah, you need it. You don't you're not acting in a vacuum, right? You're playing off everyone what they're giving you, and so to look at these stolid faces that aren't giving you anything back, and you're selling yourself like down the river. Come on, it's me, and they're just like it's it's food. It's food
It
for the
really is.
soul.
It really is. I love the show a lot because as a member of the Dead Dad Club, I love when we actually explore grief through humor. And I do like that this show is both unpacking how these two boys look to their father and then the reality of who he was, while also like they don't get to grieve. They're kind of thrown into this within like a day. And we get to kind of see, the people closest to him, like yourself and Lucky, really how they viewed Baba. And so I wanted to know when you're all kind of working together and crafting these characters and really building out those relationships that make it so we understand who these characters were before this happened. What for you is the trick as an actor to kind of really build out that backstory and make sure that the audience knows where these characters are coming from since we didn't get to see kind of where they were beforehand?
Oh, you really don't have that luxury. You know what you've decided about your character's backstory, but until you're on set with the other actors, you don't know what that dynamic is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're blessed with, Purna and Mir, and the boys, it's like, oh, okay, this is where I'm going. This is how I feel about that. And she's pissing me off. So I'm going to play this. So, you don't know until you're there. And you shouldn't make any choices like that anyway until you know who you're playing with. So, there's only so much information you can take in with you, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, 100% agree. And for a last quick thing I wanted to ask, this show is so funny, but like I had no idea what I was getting into. I read the name and I was like, oh, maybe it's like a family thing or maybe they're friends or whatever. No idea what show I was getting myself into and I loved it. But for you, what is the most exciting part now that fans are going to get to see it and experience that for themselves and get to go on this journey?
Just the story. It's such a great, silly, dangerous story. It's the drug comedy, drug crime comedy. We've seen drug crime comedies.
Mhm.
I just think through the lens of South Asian immigrants, but not through like, not through violence, but well, yeah, there's violence, but but through stupidity and selfishness and self-preservation. It's just such a human story. It's such a human story.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I can't wait for everyone else to get to see Deli Boys. And thank you so much for talking with me today. Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.